Okay, we are in the main screen there. So direct we go to sales. We check our customer data. If we have everything there, we have the cancels there for cancel processing. For credit sales, we use the actual customer names. There we are okay. We can exit it there. There's nothing to worry. And from there, we go to the prices. We check if there are some prices there. If there are no prices, we end up getting an error. Yeah, we have to ensure that at least the product is selected, the tax class is there, the price is there, the date. So since the sales mode is also there, then we are okay. We can move on. So if you check here on the sales mode, you find that we have so many. We have a couple of modes here: export mode for exporting, privilege modes for those people who do not pay taxes, tourism for hotel industry, insurance for insurance industry. Okay, everything is okay. We can close it there. And then we move on to inventory to check if we have some stock in there. We go to the stock of inventory. We check today 11th. Let's see if there is anything there which we can sell. It's not a good idea to start selling without stocks there. That's bad accounting. You need to make sure that at least the stock is there before you start selling anything. Yeah. That's the best way to do. So we preview the report and see what happens from there. If the stock is there for sales, we can start selling right away and start generating the tax invoices as it were. For now, as you can see, it's calculating here. Here, it's calculating, or shall I say it's compiling the report. Yeah. After that, the query will go ahead and now do the totals or consolidation. After consolidation, we should be able to have the report. So it's formatting, as you can see here. It's now formatting. So we have to wait a little bit. There it is, our report has come out. Okay. Yeah, we have our report here, so we can sell, at least we have the closing stocks there, so we can sell these items which are in here without problems. So now from here, let's go there straight away to the sales accounting and start selling here. We have the customer invoice selected there, no problem. Make sure that our gadget is on as well. If the gadget is not on, you can't have the sales invoice signed. So now here, we select, what are we selecting now? We are selecting the customer XYZ because we want to assume that we want to sell on credit and we are using a tax invoice now. From there, we just tap. Then, since these are ordinary customers, you select sales mode. Remember what I explained in the other side there? Then we select here the main warehouse. That's where our stock is, which we just viewed a few minutes ago. So there we can say method of payment 30 days credit period. Okay, then here we are not reversing anything, we are just processing an invoice. There we are also, we need to select what method of payment are they going to use. Normally these people, they use electronic fund transfer, so you select 3 there. Then sales type, these are credit sales as you can see, so we select there, then now start selling. Okay, break rows, we select, let's say maybe 10 here. Okay, as you can see, my stock is also changing. So here I will say I need probably 5. Now here I may not need some more. I think these are enough for the demonstration purpose. I'll say okay there. All right. So now I'll need to save my data. Saving means I'm at the same time calculating the store, the values and everything. Then from there, also performing the double entry at the same time. After that, then that's when now I can have this thing signed. Okay, I'll come here and have this thing signed and open the COM port there and say okay. All right, so wait for the gadget to sign off the invoice to give a sign here in a form of a short message which will pop up soon. This is the short message I was talking about. Please note that your invoice is now ready for printing, so it's okay. So we can have our invoice printed here. There is our invoice there. Then we select the date. If you want, you can even start from there. Increase the range, it doesn't matter. Yeah, so we print it there to see how it looks like. So that from there, we see if everything is okay. Yeah, as you can see, we have the terminal ID there, ESD time, which is 19 past 1 or 13:19, if you like it that way. Yeah, PM. All right. Then, as you can see, it's exactly time. You have also the invoice code, invoice number, physical code. Yeah, everything is there. TPIN number, all the TPINs are appearing there. And the total here is also shown here. The total is shown there. Everything is okay. So to print it is just Control P. You print it to the printer or to PDF, whichever way is suitable for you. Then we move on. So the next thing which we need to do is to post our invoice there. Post that. Yeah, that's it. It's done. Now, let's assume we made an error. We are supposed to reverse one case, but we punched it wrongly. So we can reverse here by passing a credit note under the same customer here. So we can say, okay, let's reduce that invoice by 1. We'll pass a credit note under the sales mode again. Then we select again the main store invoice. All right. Then here we say, yeah, wrongly captured quantities by 1 carton. Yeah. Thereafter, we can move on and say right tab there. Now, here, instead of querying everything there, try to search which invoice we are reversing. We know we at this time would have printed the invoice number. You just check the serial number. The serial number is 49. But if you want, you can do this. Yeah, you can still get the serial number 49 here. But I'm not going to do that. Because in an event where you have 1 million invoices in the combo, how are you going to search it? So you simply type in 49 there and the tab. Then it fills in everything there. As you can see, everything is filled in there, which is the reference. So I'll just choose again electronic here, then sales, credit sales, right? Then here again, I'm going to choose bread. So 1 carton is incorrect, so we are reversing only 1 carton, so which is okay. So all right, so I'll just save here. Right, I'm just saving the credit note there and performing the double entry again, yeah, to ensure that everything is okay. Now I'm ready to have it signed. So select here, yeah, which is 50. Then here, come open here. I'm opening it. Then I'll wait for it to be signed. After having it signed, then I'll have to take it I'll go to print. So there it is done. So after it's done, remember once it's signed here, it moves out here, then it comes here. Now, in an event you don't see it there, just refresh the form here. Then you come here. come here. Okay, now this time around we should be able to see that, as you can see, it's there. So now you put the same date. If you want, it doesn't matter which range you are looking at, as long as that invoice is within October. So I'll start from 1st October to end of October, because it will pick, it knows where it lies within the range. So print it there and you see your credit note. All right. Remember here now, it should write credit note, original credit note. Okay. Now again, the same numbers comes in, signing in, whatever. Now the only difference is here, it brings the reference of the invoice which is being reversed. Okay. Then now, when you come down here, it also shows the reason why you are reversing that invoice. Remember what you write there, it must be sensible. Otherwise, you mislead the people, etc. So, as far as we are concerned, this is okay. So we can move on, have it posted here, right? Yeah, post it as it is posted now. So, in this case, we are done with the sales accounting. So if you want to check to see that customer now, how the invoice, the reversals are looking, go to customer ledger here. All right. Then from there, you do it like this, same range. Yeah, you select the customer here. Now, since this customer falls under data's control, you just type in data's control and enter. Then from there, the system will compile a report for you, which you can check and see what has happened. As you can see, you are reversing this from there. Okay. Yeah. So this here, this, okay. So you are reversing one case from there. So this is what has happened there. It's a minus. So this is okay. Now, there's another report which you need to check, which you have to use it for your invoicing of your VAT purpose or compilation at the end. Sales daybook report. I think accountants must be familiar with the sales daybooks. It doesn't matter whether you're not an accountant, you can as well use the same thing. There's nothing magical here. Everything works in the normal way, simpler way. There's no manual accounting entry here. Everything is automated. Anyone can do it. Yeah, as you can see, the one case which I was reversing, it has come here, bread rolls here. We are reversing from 10 there. So everything comes there. The VAT is in minus, so there's no big deal about this. So that is okay. Now, there are other issues which we have to look at. What about the point of sales? There are some supermarkets who might need to use a point of sales. A point of sales, you use it in a situation whereby maybe you have 60, 10 cashiers like that. But in this case, since we are using the ESD, not VFD, we recommend this for supermarkets which are not really busy. Yeah. But all the same, those who are slightly busy, all you needed to do is to have one guy to be signing these things for everyone. So instead of these people start signing these things for themselves, you just have, assign someone to be signing these things automatically there, so that their job is just to print and give the receipt to the customer. See what I'm talking about here? So you select the tax invoice here again, then tab, then sales mode. Okay, we are not using privilege here. Warehouse is the same. So okay, there are nothing. Yeah. Okay, so you just select it. Maybe bread rolls. So in this case, we only process one item. That's all. So okay, so tap, then maybe I'm given 140, then I'll calculate, the system calculates the change for me. Then I'll say okay, all right, yeah. Then I'll say enter again. Okay, it's calculating my double entry there, which goes to my trial balance there. It has finished. Now the next thing is this is where I was saying, this function can be assigned to a separate person to be signing this for everyone. So which is much faster. So you can just open there, yeah, then open here. Once it's done, we'll see a small message again like the other sales accounting. This one was done for you, just to understand, for you to understand what goes on here. This one is specifically for the purpose of understanding what JSON bus is and in Modcom bus is. JSON bus has about 356 pages, A4, okay? That is how big the code is, which does all these things. As you can see, these characters, you can't read it properly. Only an IT person will understand what goes on here. Okay, is for one, is to ensure that you remember we are communicating with the gadget there. The gadget has its own language of, or is it a method of understanding data? So that's the way how the gadget want to understand data there. Then from there, you have also the modcom. The modcom is the one now which interprets the information which you are seeing here, so that at the end you get the invoice. So when I say okay, then you see that it's signed an error. So if I want to see the printout here, I'll come here and say okay, fine, preview here. Okay, once I preview this, you should be able to see two things there. You can see the amount and the change here, okay, which is the 80 kwacha here. All right, then again you will see that it's properly signed, the time and everything is there. Okay, so now in this case we are okay, everything appeared to be fine, so you can close this. So for the sales accounting we are done, POS we are done. So now if you want to view now the trial balance, yeah, in case some people might say, how does it go to the trial balance? It's very simple. You just, instead of queuing it, querying it for the whole year, I'll query it for only 1 day, so that at least you're able to see whether the trial balance is balancing or not. I'll query it from there and try to wait, although this one takes a bit of time because of there are so many tables, it has to go and get the information and try to compile there. Once the compilation is done, only then can we get the report. But you have to wait patiently before that, because we are talking of 186 tables, which has to be checked. Yeah, and each table goes off to millions of records there. Yeah, then fish out the records which are relevant for this. So that's why it takes slightly a bit of, but what I mean by a bit of time, it doesn't take more than 3 minutes. No, you see, within 2 minutes, as you can see, it's almost done. Yeah, running. So very soon we'll have our trial balance there popping up on the screen. So let's see what it has for us. After that, yeah, there we are. Like I said, it doesn't take too long. Now, the most important thing, we need to check whether our trial balance is balancing. As you can see, it's balancing. There are no errors whatsoever. So that's the beauty about the CA Premier. The account code, accountants are familiar with accounts code, register names, everything, debit, credit, everything is there. And the period in question, and also the company name. So we are done with that. So the next thing which we should do now is to try and run through the procurement. Under procurement, the first thing which we need to do is to create the supplier data. Without the supplier data, there is no way you can order. Now, in this case, we have already supplier data. So instead of creating another one, if you want, you can create as many as you can, so that you have a wider pool of choosing. So due to time limit, we use the existing one. Let's assume that we want to order some more bread from this guy. So we'll create an order. An order is the one which we use which is used to as a document to send to request for buying. Okay, if we are buying something, you need to send an order to the supplier. So we selected the date there, it's today's date, then control area is sales, that's where they want these things to be done. Currency is ZMW, delivery soon, then payment method, okay, narration there is payment method actually. So credit terms 30 days. All right. Then from there, I'll put the quotation. Maybe you have the quotation of like this. Okay, whatever it is. Yeah. Now, here, what you can do is, because this box is quite small, you can drag it like that so that you're able to see exactly the product name there. So yes, we can see bread there. Yeah. Now, here, what we do is, we are ordering into the main stores. How many are we ordering? 1,500. Okay. At what cost? 16 kwacha. Okay. VAT 0. Then VAT 16%. Sorry. Okay. So we have a value like that. Tap tap tap. Okay. So there, don't worry. There's nothing. We are done. There's nothing to put there. Yeah. This is the last line. Okay. We can simply save it. Now, in an event where you have made a mistake, you think you have made a mistake on the order, you can recall the order here so that you correct whatever issue is. You can correct all these things, select another product there, add another product, things like that. So as you can see, everything is coming as it were. So now I'm not changing anything. I just want to show you how this thing works. Then I'll save it there. Okay, it ends there. Now, from there, let's assume that we have now received these goods at our main stores. Okay, so what we need to do is to create a GRN to physically receive these items or materials in our accounting package. So we select the date there and the order number, which is that one. Then currency 1, this is 1-to-1. Then supplier, I think we know the supplier now. The moment we put the supplier, the order pops up there, but it will disappear. Think it will disappear. There's nothing, no need to worry. You can still record it here, okay, if you want to edit it. Now, we need to edit it because we are buying perishable products. These might expire within 4 weeks, things like that, or even 2 weeks. So we needed that information. All right. So okay. Now we can save that. No problem. It's saved. So now we need to post our GRN. Posting our GRN will go under post GRN here. Now you select the GRN to post and the amount comes in there. So you post it there. That's all. That's all is done. Okay, successful. Now, before you receive the invoice, if you check what has happened under the trial balance here, see what goes on here. Now, this amount is supposed to go and sit in GRN suspense, waiting for an invoice. Actually, the double entry which is there is when you receive the goods, that's when the accounting system starts. At the order level, there are no accounting entries which are there. The trial balance is not involved. The trial balance is only involved when the goods are received, because there are 2 entries which are generated there. The debit goes to the stock account to increase the stock as received. Then a liability is created which is seated under GRN suspense, waiting for an invoice. That's why in most of the companies, they always say GRN suspense must be cleared at all costs at the end of the month. It represents invoices which are not yet received from suppliers. This means that now, if you don't do that, it creates a big problem for your VAT. You can't you can't claim anything from ZRI because the invoices which comes in as input you haven't received. So it's important that you chase them, those invoices. As you can see, this is our 24, that's where it has come under GRN suspense. When we receive the invoice, this will shift here. That's what will happen. Okay, now let's assume that finally the invoice is received. What will happen now? Okay, so now we go under purchases here and this say supply invoice. All right. Now here you select the GRN number which you could have printed yourself. Okay, then invoice date. Normally here you put the invoice date, the actual invoice date which is on the paper there. Okay, so now here you select the tax invoice. Since we are dealing with the tax invoice, the foreign currency is 1:1. Here you put the invoice number. Okay. Now here you select the supplier where this material is coming from. As you can see, it has just blinked, meaning don't worry about that. It means that it has copied everything, but you can recall it here and you see what has happened. As you can see, it has filled in everything for you, invoice, whatever, everything is done. If you are not changing anything, save it here. Okay, it's done. Then you now exit here. Then the next thing is to post the invoice. It has to be posted. Purchase invoice. You go and post the purchases here. Now you have to match it together with the GRN. So the GRN value comes in there. Then here you post it now. Okay. So everything is okay now. If the calculation will be okay, it will be successive. Yeah, it's okay, it's successive. Yeah. So you can cross it there. Now we want to see what has happened to our trial balance. Has it moved that 24,000 to the creditor? Let's check. So we come here and check and see what happens here. Viewers, it's important that your accounting staff are monitoring the GRN suspense. If this GRN suspense is not properly monitored, then it means that most of the creditors will be lying under there, even if they have already sent the invoices. So you have to make sure that whatever is pending there is properly reconciled. You have a reconciliation to show which supplier has not yet sent an invoice. Then you can start now following up those customers. Because this is a cash flow issue. If you are not aware about it, for not claiming VAT in time, and now you remember VAT and invoice has the lifespan of 3 months only. After 3 months, you can't claim VAT. So it's important that we follow those rules properly, then we are okay. So let's see what has happened there. As you can see, the GRN suspense has disappeared. So everything whatever was there has moved now to creditors. So our invoicing is okay. So now, if you check here down here, you find that it's now 0. This is also 0, it's balancing. So we are okay there. Now the next thing, people, let's see, move on and see what happens when we use a journal. Let's say we have some stationery to be used in our store, in our office. What happens from there? Okay, so let's see what happens from there. You go under advanced, okay, then create a journal. Yeah, so under a journal here, you can select the date, which is, let's say, for today's date. We have set stationery used. In case this was a mispost, you want to correct it, this is how you correct it. So you say here correction, if you are correcting it, or if it's an issue, you say issue. Yeah, now you put a journal number which you are correcting, maybe like this. I don't know, whatever it is. Foreign currency is 1-to-1. Staff, we are not debiting staff, we are not debiting customers, we are not debiting suppliers. So we move there. So now here we have some chain of accounts here. So what we want is stationary. So we say stationary. Yeah. So cost center there to ask for a cost center. Let's say maybe 35 kwacha. Okay, a ream of paper, let's say maybe 145. Okay, I'm not too sure how much you buy it. It's up to you. Yeah. So since the stock is losing out, we credit our stock here. The 45. All right. Tap. Okay. As you can see here, the bookkeeping is 0, so you can save it here. Now, in an event where your journal is not balancing, or maybe you want to go for lunch, you can still save it even if it's not balancing. There's no problem. When you come back, you have to record it here, and we continue working on it. So, as you can see here, I'm able to record this. If I want to change anything, let's say now, I know the cost center for this, maybe civil engineering, I can put my cost center there. Okay, right? Yeah, then save it here. Doesn't matter. It's saved. Then now I can close the form and go there and post the journal there. Yeah, to post the journal there, I'll just come here and do the posting which are relevant. Okay, as you can see, 00 is balancing. Post here. My journal is balancing now, it's posted there. So now, since I'm now done there, so now the next thing maybe people, you might want to look at payroll. So payroll is straightforward. You have the employee creation there, which you can input there. All the data, I think these are straightforward. You don't need to worry about that. There's pay slip here. Maybe the pay slip you might want to see how it looks like. This is the pay slip form, which you can query it several times, amend it several times until it's posted. There's no issue. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I'll say then from there, if you are you are in the hotel industry, you can use the hotel industry there. Okay, you want to do budgeting, you can do budgeting here. Fixed asset, if you want to do the fixed asset, yeah, you can capture your fixed asset here. There's a form for fixed asset here as well. It's provided for you. Projects, there's also a form for project, a module for project here. You can enter the actual cost. You can print the estimates, project certification here. Yeah. So when you click there, it looks like this. Okay. So for today, people.